Hello children, I am Alicia, your English teacher, and I'm back with another video on the first chapter of First Flight, Class 10th, A Letter to God, written by G.L. Fuentes. My dear children, before we start the explanation part of this chapter, let us discuss the questions that were given to all of you as a homework in the previous video. After discussing those questions, we will move on with the explanation part. So, the questions that were given to all of you as homework are on your screens. The very first question was, who or what did Lencho have faith in? What did he do? So, we all know it very well that Lencho had a tremendous amount of faith in God. What did he do? He believed that God's eyes see everything, even what is deep in one's conscience. So, he wrote a letter to God saying that he needed 100 pesos to sow his field again. So, this is the answer of the first question. We'll move on to the second question. Who read the letter? Very obvious, we know it very well. The postmaster read the letter. Now we'll move on to the third question. What did the postmaster do then? Let's see the answer. The postmaster first laughed, but as he read the letter, he became serious. He was deeply moved by the farmer's faith in God. He did not want to shake his faith, so he decided to collect the money and send it to Lencho. So, my dear children, these are the answers of the questions that were given to all of you. And I hope that you all have also written the answers correctly. You just match these answers with your answers. And if any correction is needed, please do that correction. Now, children, we'll start with the explanation part. But before that, I would like to summarize whatever we have studied so far. So, in this story, A Letter to God, written by G.L. Fuentes, so far we have seen that Lencho was a farmer and he was expecting a decent harvest. But unfortunately, what happened? A hailstorm came and destroyed his harvest totally. Lencho was very sad, but he had a strong belief in God. He was sure that God would definitely help him. He was an extremely straightforward man. He wrote a letter to God. In the letter, he asked God to send him 100 pesos. At that point, he went to the post office and put the letter in the mailbox. The postman took that letter from the mailbox, and as soon as he read the address on it, he laughed and rushed to the postmaster and demonstrated to him that strange letter. The postmaster also laughed in the same way when he saw the address of God. But when he read the letter, he became very serious. He was completely moved by the amount of faith Lencho was having in God. He decided to help him. He asked his employees of the post office to give money. He even requested his friends, whereas he also gave a part of his salary. But they were able to collect only a little more than half the money requested by Lencho. Anyhow, the postmaster put that collected money in an envelope and addressed it to Lencho. So this is what we have seen so far in the story. Now, my dear children, we'll move on with the rest of the portion. So as you can see on your screens, so from here the following Sunday we'll start today's lesson. The following Sunday, Lencho came a bit earlier than usual to ask if there was a letter for him. My dear children, we can see this tremendous amount of faith Lencho was having in God. He wrote a letter to God, and see his faith. He again came to the post office to find out if there was a letter for him or not. It was the postman himself who handed the letter to him, while the postmaster, experiencing the contentment of a man who has performed a good deed, looked on from his office. Now, when Lencho went to that post office, the postman he handed over that letter to Lencho, and the postmaster from a distance was looking at Lencho. The postmaster was very happy, and this word contentment means satisfaction. There was a sense of satisfaction on his face. He was very happy that he had helped a needy man, and he was looking from a distance. He was trying to figure out what exactly the expressions would be on the face of Lencho when he would discover the amount of money in that envelope. Lencho showed not the slightest surprise on seeing the money. What a wonderful thing here. See, my dear children, when Lencho saw that money, he was not at all surprised. Lencho was not at all surprised on seeing the money. Can you tell me what was the reason? Very obvious. He was having a tremendous amount of faith on God. He was very sure that God would definitely help me. And such was his confidence. But he became angry when he counted the money. But all of a sudden, what happened? Lencho became angry when he counted the money. God could not have made a mistake, nor could he have denied Lencho what he had requested. Now Lencho started thinking that God could not make a mistake. No, something is wrong in this. Let's see what is happening. Immediately, Lencho went up to the window to ask for paper and ink. Okay, Lencho went up to the window and he asked for a paper and ink. That means maybe he's going to write another letter to God. On the public writing table, he started to write with much wrinkling of his brow. Fine. My dear children, this wrinkling of his brow means, the small lines and folds that are formed on the forehead. And this happens especially when you are thinking about something, or when you are literally trying to think about before doing something. And there it happens, wrinkling of brow, caused by the effort he had to make to express his ideas. Literally, he was thinking about what to write in that letter. And due to that, what was happening? This wrinkling of brow happened. When he finished, he went to the window to buy a stamp, which he lit and then affixed. Affixed here means to paste, okay, and then fixed to the envelope with a blow of his fist. Okay, blow of his fist here, blow of his fist here means slightly hitting with fist. The moment the letter fell into the mailbox, the postmaster went to open it. Now, the postmaster was watching all these activities of Lencho. He must be thinking that, okay, Lencho is again writing a letter. Definitely he might be saying, thank you God for providing me this money. So these type of questions might be going on in the postmaster's mind. Now let's see what happens. It said, now as the postmaster went to that mailbox, he took that letter and he opened it and he started reading that letter. And see what is written in that letter. God, of the money that I asked for, only 70 pesos reached me. 70 pesos reached me. Send me the rest. Send me the rest. Rest here means the rest of the amount. My dear children, Lencho asked for 100 pesos. And how many pesos were there in that envelope? 70 pesos were there. Since I need it very much, but don't send it to me through the mail, because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks. Lencho. My dear children, see, Lencho is writing a letter to God and he's saying that, God, I asked you for 100 pesos and you have, and I received 70 pesos, and somewhere these 30 pesos are missing. See, Lencho had a tremendous amount of faith on God. He's very sure that God would never send him 70 pesos, whereas he had asked for 100 pesos. And what he's saying, that this time don't send me the money through the mail, because the employees of the post office are a bunch of crooks. Bunch of crooks means dishonest people, group of dishonest people. They all are cheats. This is what Lencho is saying here. And see what an irony in this chapter. A person who was helped by the postmaster and the other employees of the post office, that man is literally calling them bunch of crooks. My dear children, in this wonderful story, we have seen that Lencho had a tremendous amount of faith on God. But one thing was lacking in Lencho. My dear children, can you tell me what is that? Yes, I'm pretty sure that you have understood that. He was having faith on God, but he was not having faith on his fellow human beings. And that is the most important thing one should have. We should have faith on God. There should not be any doubt about that. But at the same time, we should have faith on our fellow human beings also. See, God will not personally come to you and would help you. God has so many ways of helping you. He can help you through somebody else. Even he can help you through some animal. Anything can happen. But at the same time, we should remember one thing, that those people who are also like me, there must be a beautiful relationship between human beings. And this is the conflict this story has very beautifully and nicely illustrated. A man having faith in God, but is lacking faith in humanity, in fellow human beings. And this is what the story, A Letter of God, is all about. My dear children, I hope you have understood this chapter completely and thoroughly. But still, if you have any doubt, please drop your question in the comment section, and I would definitely answer your queries. And at the same time, my dear children, as the whole country is in lockdown, but I'm pretty sure that you all are having your books, First Flight, Footprints Without Feet. But if any one of you doesn't have these books with you, in the description section of my video, I am providing you the link to download the ebook. You can download the NCERT book from that link so that your studies may smoothly go on. Now, my dear children, I will provide you the homework related to this chapter. A few questions will be given to all of you, and go through these questions and write the answers of these questions in your fair copy. And if you find any difficulty, you're free to ask me. And in the next video, we will discuss these questions first of all, and then we'll move on to the next chapter. So let us see the questions. The first question here says, who does Lencho have complete faith in? Which sentences in the story tell you this? This is the first question. Second question, why does the postmaster send money to Lencho? Why does he sign the letter God? Now let us come to the third question. Did Lencho try to find out who had sent the money to him? Why or why not? Now we'll move on to the fourth question. Who does Lencho think has taken the rest of the money? What is the irony in the situation? Remember that the irony of a situation is an unexpected aspect of it. An ironic situation is strange or amusing because it is the opposite of what is expected. So, my dear children, this question would be a bit tricky for all of you. Maybe you're not well aware of this word irony, but several times the meaning has been told to all of you in the class also. So, the irony, in fact, in a short, I would tell you that the people who helped Lencho at last were blamed by Lencho himself. And this is the biggest irony. I think now you have got some clue. Now, coming to the fifth question, there are two kinds of conflict in the story, between human and nature, and between humans themselves. How are these conflicts illustrated? So, my dear children, these are the five questions. One more question is, no, I think only five questions are there. So, go through these five questions, and as I told you, you can download the ebook from the link that is provided in my description. Read the chapter once again, find out the answers on your own, write the answers in your fair copy, and if any confusion is there, ask me, and make sure that whatever homework is given, that is done by complete seriousness. So that was all from today's video. My dear loving children, take care of yourselves, your family members, stay at home, stay safe, take care.